Hand it over. That thing. Your dark soul. Hello, humans on this planet. This is my Dark Souls 3 boss tier list. I just got done playing the game. I beat every single boss. Pretty good boss in this game, so I better make this tier list before, it fades away from my memory forever. Just to be clear, this is not based on difficulty. This is just based on how much I like them, how cool they are, design, boss fight, lore, yada, 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 whatever I deem necessary, because it's my tier list. I would say my least favorite boss on this whole game was the Cursed Rotted Gravewood. I thought it was Greatwood. The whole entire time I was playing that, I thought it was Greatwood. So I just now learned what the boss's name was. Could you tell that I didn't really care about it? It was weird. I didn't know what I was fighting. It was the tree thing. It kind of felt like a Dark Souls 1 boss fight where it's like a gimmick thing where you gotta hit its weird like sacks on the tree, and you come in the arena and people are like praying to it. You're like, okay, this must be a big deal. And I don't know what the tree's deal is. Maybe bro's like handing out the Zaza to the kids on the street or something. The next one on the chopping block is going to be the Crystal Sage. By the way, this is all ranked if you couldn't tell. This guy, I think locating this boss was like more of a pain than actually fighting this boss. I don't know what this dude's shtick was. It was such an not cool boss that it actually showed up again in like that library in the Lothric Castle because they were like, oh, let's just recycle this guy because he was so irrelevant to the story. So here you go. Do it again. Now we've got the Deacons of the Deep. This is just like a giant beatdown bar brawl fight. It's just a bunch of raging alcoholics. No one really knows what's going on. Everybody's like just stumbling around, moving slow. You don't know who to target. You don't know who to go after. You don't know who the master, the dungeon master ringleader guy is. It's an unimpressive fight. And the next one is Half-Light Spear of the Church. I just call this the church boss. This boss is actually kind of cool. I like the idea. It's a real person that shows up in your game and fights you to the death. And when I was streaming this, I tried to choreograph this with my friend so that he would be the church boss and I would have to beat him down in his disgusting troll build that he had ready for me. And he was standing there for probably like 10 minutes ready. And then when I enter it, it's just some random guy. I'm like, wow, that just totally killed the moment. And then when I defeated him, I realized, wow, if I ever want to fight my friend on stream like this and him be the church boss, I have to delete this game and restart 25 hours later to have this moment again. So thank you for ruining it. The next one is our first DLC boss, Champion Grave Tender. I don't know what this guy's thing was. I remember I eliminated him and got his weapon, and I thought it was just... It's just a rinky-dinky Kmart sword that has some kind of cool gimmick. I don't remember what the gimmick was. But they are a little bit ahead of like the tree and the Crystal Sage because he had a pet dog, and dogs are cool. And then the final boss for this tier, the C tier, will be the Ancient Wyvern. It's just a dragon. It's kind of like it's sort of like an older Dark Souls 1 kind of thing. Like you run in the arena and then he's right there in front of you, and then you have to go down. You got to trek up Donkey Kong Mountain and go around and like jump down on him and slay him. It's pretty cool. It's just that you don't actually fight the dragon. 6-7. But apparently, according to my friend, you can actually kill them on the ground. You just have to swing at them for a very long time. That is not what I did. I just trekked up Donkey Kong Mountain. Okay, moving on to the B tier. The first guy coming in, I'm going to say Iudex Gundyr. It's just the tutorial boss, nothing insanely crazy. Dark Souls 3 was actually my first Souls game ever. So this guy to me was like hard, and it was crazy because my friends were saying, oh, dude, that dude is a joke. I first tried. I'm like, how is that even possible? I'm on like my 10th try right now. So yeah, that was an interesting rude awakening all those years ago. But whatever, he's all right. Now, I'm going to give the next position to Vape Lord Wolnir. It was kind of cool. He scared the hell out of me when he appears, just out of nowhere in the darkness. Very, very, very cheesy boss fight. You just gotta hit his, like, 3 weak points, like an old Nintendo 64 boss. And, like, he can just, like, instantly kill you with the vape. But, he's cooler than the tree down there. Now we've got Yorm the Giant, a Lord of Cinder. This was also another gimmicky cheese boss fight. I think it was kind of funny because I actually showed up with Sigurd of Katarina. I've got to use my head and think. And apparently, from people that I've read about on the internet, Sigurd always gets killed. Not with me. He completely, pretty much bodied Yorm all by himself. So that was pretty funny. Then we have Vort of the Boreal Valley. This should be like the second boss in the game. His entrance is really cool. He was kind of like one of Pontiff's, knight things that got tricked. They got bamboozled. It was cool. It wasn't an insanely hard boss fight. It's an early game boss, so I hope you're not getting completely annihilated by that thing. The next dude is Old Demon King, kind of like a lot of the guys so far. I don't know what their thing is, other than Yorm being a Lord of Cinder and Vort's like a Pontiff dude. This guy, he's just really angry. Interesting boss fight. A lot of fire, a lot of damage. Out of all these guys so far, I'd say that's the most challenging one, right? Let me see. Okay, yeah, you're probably the most challenging one. So that was interesting. I have just now realized that we've got a lot of Chads left, so this is going to be difficult. But it's so difficult, I think I actually have to move on to the A tier already. And we're going to put the Demon Princes there. I don't even know what their thing is. I just know they're demons, they're princes. You take one out, take the other one out, and then they turn into some monster. It was a cool idea. So, congratulations. You're slightly cooler than the old Demon King. By the way, I just had a crazy epiphany where the Demon Princes fired the old Demon King. I thought they were related, so I just checked, and no, they're not. So that was kind of a bummer. Kind of crazy. I put them back to back like that. Next, Dragon Slayer Armor. That guy had a really cool like scene. Like you're fighting on a bridge. There's like I guess they're dragons, like those weird bird creatures that look like just skeletons up there. Very, very strong, biggest shield I've ever seen in Soulsborne game history. I'm going to say next, Champion Gundyr. Lot cooler than Iodex Gundyr. Bro becomes much more violent. He started taking up, unhealthy habits like a lot of drinking. He does a lot more damage. He's very insanely aggressive, unlike his little brother down there. He's literally so cooked. His eyes are glowing red. Man, this is getting very difficult. Next, I'm going to say Aldrich, Devourer of Gods, the next Lord of Cinder. This guy ate Gwyn's son, thanks to a certain somebody we'll be talking about later. I didn't even realize. I thought that was like the son, right? I thought that was Aldrich. I was like, wow, he kind of looks like Gwyn's son. No. That Aldrich is like the nasty goo thing. I really hated the boss fight though, but it is a good boss and it's pretty good lore-wise. Very, very disgusting creature. Next, I'm going to say Dancer of the Boreal Valley. It's getting too difficult for me, guys. I'm trying my best. The way that thing enters in, just like the Vort, it's really badass. You got to deal with the spin cycle. It's another one of Pontiff's Knights. It's a good fight. It's cool. I don't know anything other than that. It's just a ferocious creature, but that's all I need to know. Now we're going to do Osiris, the Consumed King. I just found out recently that this is actually the Twin Prince's father. This guy was kind of funny. That's why he's this high up. This dude is like literally the most deranged senile lunatic on this entire list. Bro wanted to have like dragon powers and have a son with it. And first time I ever saw him, I thought he was trying to be a rat, like a New York City rat. He was so enormous and grotesque. But no, that's supposed to be a dragon. He was not very pleased with Lorien and Lothric not being dragons, so he tried to make Ocelot, and then he spiked that thing into the ground. What a great father. Speaking of the princes, Lorien and Lothric, the final lords that we have to get through. Kind of makes sense that Osiris is at the bottom of the castle now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, cool boss, genius younger brother, savage older brother. He's like, oh, I don't care about this, dude. I don't care about the fire linking curse. Let it all fade into nothing, and we're going to body you and res my older brother 50 times in a row. This has become way too difficult for me, so that tells me that all these guys left, they all just have to be S tier. So, I'll do my best to rank them. I'm going to say the Soul of Cinder, the final boss. This guy This dude, in my opinion, is the reason why Dark Souls 3, which also, I guess it's my opinion, Dark Souls 3 has the best cover art of all the Souls games, with him just like standing there. That's just 10 out of 10 badass. You know who else is really badass and cool and stuff? The Abyss Watchers. Oh god, like you walk in and they're just fighting each other, and then like one kills the other one and he just stops and then kind of like, you know, it's like a sign of like honor and respect. Like, let's do this. Slave Knight Gale delivers the hardest line in this entire video game. Hand it over. That thing. Your Dark Soul. He said the thing! Man, this is way too crazy close. I'm gonna say Nameless King next. Insanely cool, badass. I mean, that's kind of all of them at this point, right? They just, dude flies in on a dragon. I don't even know who he is. Maybe he's like Gwyn's son, you know, but much stronger. This guy would never ever get consumed by Aldrich. No way. Okay, we're finally here at the top 3. I don't know how I did it. Sister Fried. It's the only 3-phase boss fight in the game. It's kind of cool. She like sneaks up on you. You know, very unassuming. Like, you wouldn't think this is the boss. She comes up on you. You know, my flail, bring me my flail. And then, you know, Papa Soup goes crazy. Everything's on fire. And then she dies. They both die. And then she gets res back. Super cool. Number 2, I'm going to say Dark Eater Midir. This guy is awesome. Even his name is perfect. Perfect. 10 out of 10 name. Dark Eater Midir. It flows well. Eater Midir. It is a dragon. It is a big, scary, giant dragon. I remember the first time I heard his name, it's like some NPC. It's a lady behind like a door you can't even see. And then like you go down there and then like you walk out the bonfire. And I remember hearing like a huge like bellowing roar. Like, I'm like, that's kind of weird. It sounds like a dragon or something. I don't see one. And then you look right up and he's right there on the mountain. A big shadowy figure just staring down at you menacingly. That boss fight's insane. It's the hardest boss in the game. For sure. Dude does not pull any punches. And it's a big boss. Like an actual big physical creature boss that is done well. And I mean, all this music is great. But I actually will listen to Dark Eater's Midir's theme from time to time. He's my favorite song in the game for sure. And then number 1, it's so close and it could change on another day. But I'm gonna say at this point in time, Pontiff Sulyvahn. If I could, okay, there we go. Pontiff Sulyvahn, just because this dude is like so evil. Like, I had no idea about half the lore, and then I looked into it and I'm like, oh my god, like this guy has influence on like everything. He's basically the main villain of Dark Souls 3. He is responsible for everything. The Dancer, he did that too. The Deacons of the Deep. He was the one that fed Gwyn's son to Aldrich. Like, this dude is like an evil genius, like legit. And oh, dude, and by the way, those swords, 10 out of 10 cool. Very iconic. He's so evil that I heard that like he was supposed to be the final boss originally and then they changed it. But guess what? The final boss of the Elden Ring DLC, he has that same combo that Pontiff has. I don't know if you guys have seen the reels and the clips of it, but it's true. Pontiff Sulyvahn inspired that monster in the DLC. If you beat that guy pre-nerf, you know. It's crazy. So what do you guys think? This tier list, like, I was like, oh, I'm just going to do this right after I'm done with the game. But it was kind of difficult. Like, the Dark Souls 3 has extremely high quality bosses. Like, I've played a lot of dumb video games in my life. This is definitely, in terms of boss quality, one of the highest ones for sure. Like, especially that S tier, like, even the A tier is really good. That S tier, like, all these guys are, like, super iconic. These bosses are so close that, like, if you asked me this, like, a week from now, my opinions could totally change. So let me know in the comments down below, you know, what do you think about Dark Souls 3 in general? My opinions. I already know all my opinions are wrong. They always are. And tell me who your favorite boss is. And on that note, I am leaving. Bye. Hand it over. That thing. Your Dark Soul.